Howdy, and welcome to Bizlok's Retro Hour. Episode 1. Season 1? Season 1, Episode 1. Um, this one, we spoke about it before, and we're going to go ahead and jump into it. In 1974, September 7th, 1974, I was a 5-year-old kid. I don't even think I had started kindergarten yet, but I know I watched a heck of a lot of TV. Um, there was a Saturday morning that took place, and now this episode, I don't think it was the very first one that I've seen, figure it out. But I know over the time, especially back then, I've seen them all. But in there, doing whatever I do, and then I hear that song, that sound, that unique banjo playing, and it's like, huh, what's this? And I go start focusing on the TV, and you see the family going down the little stream. Amazing, guys in the raft doing the motion right there, and all of a sudden you hear the tone of the greatest earthquake ever known. And as you're watching this, you're being told the backstory. Greatest earthquake of them all, and then they fall. Ah, 1,000 feet. That's how many thousand. And then there you go. What happens there? The fog, and then you see the font, and you see. Well, not gonna go anymore. We're gonna see that in a few minutes. But you see them laying, and then you see the dinosaur, and it's like, whoa, what we got here? And it's like they get up running, and there you go. You got a family being chased by a dinosaur. Oh crap! They run. You see the dinosaur running through the jungle, and then you see him go up to the cave. And then as you're looking in the cave, you see him roar at the cave, then he turns and roar at the camera, and then you're off. The show has started. That, for me, 5-year-old kid, I was glued. I was on that TV, wasn't getting away from it in no means. But that was many years ago. And first and foremost, thank you, David Gerald. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but David, he gave us one of the best Star Trek episodes ever, The Trouble with Tribbles. But he also is the father and brainchild of Land of the Lost. It was his baby, and he created it. And see that, but the thing about it here is with the Land of the Lost, we see it as an idea of, just a kid's TV. It's kids' TV. Kids watch it then. It's not on, but see, it planted the seeds. Planted the seeds of imagination. It planted the seeds of wonder, and it just, threw a lot of things out there. Land of the Lost, you may think of it as just a kids show, whatever, but it was it was the first show ever to have the concept of an alternate dimension or a pocket dimension. And then boom, 30 years later, you got Lost. People have their plane crash or stuck on an island. It's pocket dimension. Well, hey, you think this is the first time it's done? Oh no. Look back in 1974. That's where that started at. You look at Stranger Things. We're getting ready to come out with season 5 of Stranger Things. The Upside Down. Hello. Roots back to 1974, Land of the Lost. Stargate. You have this mechanical device that can put you at gates to other worlds. What do you think the pylons did back in Land of the Lost? So, a lot of things. The Pakuni language. That was the first show ever to have its own language for the show. Well, take us to Next Generation. Star Trek. You got Klingon there. That did it, but they saw that they could do it there, so they did it. So, where we see just a cheesy show in the background, no, that was my wife down there in the background, but it's fine. Where we see a cheesy show in the past, and you think it's nothing, it actually is. It's inspiration. It's inspiration for people to create stories, just as it is for me. just as it was for the people who came up with the upside down, came up with the island, who came up with a different language. And that's what Bizlok's Retro Hour is about. We're paying homage. I'm going to pay homage to these shows that gave us the seeds, that gave us the inspiration to have some of the stuff that we've got now. I'm in the process of writing Ferret Run. There's probably other stories that have not been told yet that have been inspired, or other stories that have been inspired and are in process, thanks to shows like Land of the Lost, or thanks to shows like $6 Million Man, thanks to shows like Battlestar Galactica. Again, the list can go on. We're going to go on it as time goes. But anyhow, enough of me rambling. Let's get ready to go. I've got the show queued up, ready. So thank you for joining us to Bizlok Retro Hour. We're going to get ready and we're going to run with it. And I'll see you first commercial break. Best theme song ever. The 70s had great theme songs, between Land of the Lost, between Far Out Space Nuts, Scooby-Doo. A lot of them were great. Sid Marty Krofft presents. I would love to get Sid on here as an interview. Marty passed away a few years ago, but I know Sid is still alive and kicking, and he actually has a show on YouTube, Instagram, in which he shows sometimes. Good old Grumpy. This is where, as a young 5-year-old, you get terrified about a dinosaur that's going to chase you into the woods. Right here. Roar. Thank you, David Gerald, for again one of the best shows out of the 70s right here. Kids shows. Cue the swamp. Cue the little dinosaurs.
Isn't he cute?
He may be cute, Holly, but he's still a dinosaur, and that makes him dangerous.
Very dangerous.
I'll name him Spot.
Spot? Are you kidding? That thing out there is bigger than any dog I've ever seen.
Did you get the potty train?
Come on, let's get going before he sees us. Come on.
Well, you guys will find out. Grumpy's all bark and minimal bite. And Spot better go. And Grumpy comes. And he just doesn't have the energy, so he's going to say, nah, I'll pass. Next one.
Oh, that was close.
Again.
I wonder why he's so grumpy.
It's not that he's so grumpy, but he's got to eat to survive.
Yeah, he doesn't care what or who he eats.
I want to go home.
We all do, honey.
We don't even know where we are.
I don't know how we got here or why, but I think we're in another world.
What makes you say that, Dad?
Well,
Science
because
fiction
last night
here.
I saw 3 moons in the sky.
3 moons?
But how, Dad?
That would indicate
I think
it.
it must have happened when we went over the waterfall. Remember how it never seemed to end? Just like it seemed to fall through a hole in space.
Well, then we may never get home.
No, I wouldn't say that. If there's a way in here, there's got to be a way out of here. It just might take us a
Spoiler
while to
alert
find it.
for Rick Marshall.
I keep on wishing
At
this
least.
was a dream. We'd all wake up and we'd be right back home again.
Special in season 2.
Doesn't sound like any dream I ever heard of.
It sounds like the Tyrannosaur. He must have picked up our scent. Come on, we've got to keep moving to stay ahead of him. Let's go.
Hurry, Holly, hurry.
Let's go.
Running. We're going to play Land of the Lost drinking game. Every time you see this scene, you drink.
That was too close.
Okay. Now listen, you two stay here. I'm going to see if it's safe to get back to the cave. And Will, watch your sister.
Famous last words.
Give me some water, okay?
Oh, all right.
Yep.
I thought I heard something. It came from over
Yes, they're
there.
summoning a
Holly.
demon.
Did you hear it?
You should have listened. He should have just taken you with him.
Holly.
Oh, come on.
Holly, we're supposed to.
Will, watch your sister.
Are you out of your mind?
You know, the
You can't go walking around the jungle.
big
alone.
brother
You'll end up in
and little
blood for that
sister
crime
vibes
I
these two
got.
had was perfect for the year.
Myself. And besides, I know I heard those voices.
Well, I heard the voices too, but you still can't go
I
running
could
around.
not picture them not being brother and sister. Even though they're not, I just can't picture it. Pylons. Love these MacGuffins.
I don't know. It looks like it was made by intelligent beings.
Do you think they could still be around?
It's so smooth.
And yet baby fresh.
You can touch it, but you really can't feel it. It's like touching nothing.
Oh, it's so cold.
Oh, I wonder what it was used for. Hey, quick, duck behind that log.
Summoning something. Not sure what that is.
Monkeys, I think.
Ota, ota, eva, ota, 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 eva, ota, ota, eva, ota, eva, ota.
Let's go tell Dad.
Yep. There's our summoned.
Little one has fallen. He's hurt himself.
Luckily, he's just not interested in a single snack. He wants a double snack.
Don't worry, we're here to help you.
Hey, come on, let's get out of here.
But Will.
Hey, come on, easy now. Come on, no time for formality. Come on, easy. Okay, I got it. Come on, hurry.
Running through the jungle. Oh, humans. And yet the trees get in the way. Humans require too much effort, so let's just go to commercial break. Or just go after the Pakuni and now go to a commercial break. Welcome to Bizlok's Retro Hour. We've got a big event here on our first show, Season 1, Episode 1. Today, we have a guest with us. We have Harry Walton. Some people may recognize his name. I've gone through him between Land of the Lost, between Howard the Duck, and several other shows that I remember from the past. I got all giddy when he approved to do the interview with me, but I got him here with us now to do an interview with the Retro Show, with the Retro Hour, and he took some time to be with us, and I gave him some questions that I came up with to ask him, questions in which I felt, as that little kid, as I watched the show, as I saw this world created, the hands that created it, the heart that created it. And again, I stated this before, this is something that came out more than 50 years ago. And, a lot of people can say it's a show from 50 years ago. I mean, compare it to now. Yeah, we got CG now, but that is a show for a lot of people. It touches the core of that person because it connected with them. It inspired them. It scared the tar out of them when they was dreaming they're being chased by dinosaurs. And it just, set a precedence with a lot of kids that watched it. And, that's the one thing on this. He created that world. He took part in that. And I'm amazed to be able to have the time to ask him a few questions and, get him to really live a little bit of that with us. So with that being said, Harry, welcome to the show. And I Thank you for coming. How are you doing today?
Good. Doing fine. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, I'm just gonna jump to the questions on this and kind of let you go through the motions and let you just take it in, and we'll kind of go with it from there. With this show, the origins of influence. Do you remember the moment you first encountered dinosaurs on film or television? And did that moment influence your decision to work in stop motion and creature animation?
Well, I first saw dinosaurs and things like that when I was like 7 years old. Back east, I would watch the Million Dollar Movie that was on television. In fact, there was only like 5 stations back in the mid 50s that were on television at that time. And there was one, the Million Dollar Movie, they'd show all the movies. And there I saw King Kong, I saw Mighty Joe Young. And those two movies piqued my interest. I couldn't believe how these gorillas were moving around and how they got them to do all that stuff, and they were giant and how they reacted with the people. It was really fun. At the time, I asked my aunt, how did they make this giant gorilla? And she told me they used a monkey. They put a monkey in a gorilla suit. Silliest answer. I mean, but I believed it at that time. So, and it that did not, of course, pique my interest in knowing how it was done or getting into the business, because I was just way too young then. I was just infatuated with what I was seeing and how this could be, how this could be happening.
That's amazing on that. I remember seeing those movies as a kid also. The 7-year old, it must be something, the pliable, how pliable your mind is at that point, and how you can be inspired by things like that when you see that as a kid. Um, as you developed into this career, did you do um, this before Land of the Lost? Was that your first time into doing, like, or did you do little side gigs on your own or stuff like that, or was that pretty much Land of the Lost the very first time you
No,
started working with that?
Land of the Lost was not my first job in the business. My first job in the business was working on Gumby and Davy and Goliath in 1968, 2 years after I got out of high school. And I was going to Pasadena City College at that time, and working, going to classes, and then I'd get out and I work. I go over to I go to school for half the day, and the second half of the day, like around 2 o'clock or so, I'd go work at Cloaky Productions on Davy and Goliath. That was my first professional job. And I started as first building some props, then I got into actually animating after being there for a few weeks on that show. And then from Davy and Goliath, that was 68. Then I was there for 2 years, and then from Davy and Goliath, I got a job at Excelsior, who was Gene Warren Sr. at the time. Gene Warren Sr., he won the Academy Award for visual effects for The Time Machine, 1960. So he had his company with Wah Chang and Tim Barr. There were three partners. But by the time I got there, it was just Gene. Wah Chang had left and Tim Barr had left. It was Gene Warren Sr. that had his company that was called Excelsior Animated Moving Pictures. So there in 1970, and I was working on commercials, and I worked there for a couple of years. And I left and I went to Cascade Pictures, where they were doing Pillsbury Doughboys and all these other commercials. And I was there for 2 years, like 72 to 74. Then I got a call from Gene Warren saying, "Hey, Harry, we got this job called Land of the Lost, and has all kinds of dinosaurs in it. Would you like to leave? Can you leave Cascade Pictures? And when could you leave?" And I said, "Well, Gene, let me think about it for a minute." Yes, yes. No, I was excited because I love dinosaurs, and this was and at this time when he told me about it, it already had been out in the trade magazines and the news. that they were doing this Land of the Lost television series. And so a lot of my other friends in the business at the time, there was only like a dozen of us at this time, in 1974, that were doing stop motion animation on TV shows and movies and stuff. And so some of the friends found out about it, and they knew that I got onto the show, and everybody was, I mean, in a good way, kind of jealous, because they hadn't gone. Some of my friends did get onto the show as well, but it was a kind of a big thing then. Boy, a TV series with dinosaurs, so that was at that time pretty big deal. So as you probably know.
Amazing. When you became involved with Land of the Lost, and when you saw the initial concept, what excited you the most about bringing the dinosaurs to Saturday morning television?
Well, excited me because I knew that I would be there at the studio, being not only animating and bringing the dinosaurs to life, but I was also tasked for building some of them and then setting up the shots. So it was not just animating, but it was the whole process that I was interested in, that I was allowed to do, which was the camera work, setting them up, lighting the scenes, building some of the creatures. So all that I was very interested in, because this was a shop. This wasn't a shop like Disney Studios. Excelsior was kind of a small shop where there's 7 or 8, 10, maybe 12 people at the most, and which means that you have to do a lot of different things, get your hand dirty in all the different areas, which I like doing, rather than just being pigeonholed and doing one thing. We get to do a lot of things. So that was all a very big interest to me.
Now, this question isn't on there, but I have to ask this. When they use in the show, when they use the fly swatter on Grumpy, and when they put the stick in his mouth, and he pulls from the cave, and you got the animation of him running, with the stick in his mouth, pain. Was that? Did you, as puppeteers, did y'all say, okay, they're gonna do this? This is what, imagine how the animal would react, or would the director says, okay, they're gonna do this, I want this to happen? I guess, how much input did your vision have on the behavior of him when things like that happened?
Yeah, actually, that was the sequences that I animated. I animated all the shots of Grumpy at the cave entrance. So we would get Gene Warren Sr., of course, was the owner of Excelsior, and he was the overall director of the stop motion animation. So he would we'd get a script from the Croft people, and we go over the script. But in the script was more of the dialogue and a little bit of description of kind of what the location was, and what the actors were doing, and sort of what the dinosaurs were going to do. But the dinosaur description was very general. So it was up to Gene to interpret from the script, pretty much, to lock it down more specifically, how the dinosaurs would react and things like that. And then he'd go over that with us animators, us 4 animators. There's a total of 4 animators on the show. And but when you actually get into it and grab a hold of the puppet and start, animating, you're putting in, 80% of it is what you're putting into it, because you got your hands on it and you're animating it, and the director can't tell you every little nuance. So you've kind of, what happens with me is when I touch a puppet, I sort of become that creature or that person or whatever the stop motion puppet is, and I kind of like act through it and put all my feelings and emotions and actions from what I feel, and sort of what the script generally gives us, into that creature. So it's more, you get a general, to make it to simplify it, you get a general idea from the script, and a little more of a specific idea from our director, Gene Warren. But then all the nuances and stuff that you can't really describe to somebody, you put in as an animator.
Gotcha.
That would make
So,
sense.
so kind of going into question 3, you, Grumpy, he's an icon. He is an icon for, he put he put the terror of T-Rexes to a lot of Gen X. I promise you that. But with him becoming an icon, you gave him the personality that he had. Again, just a puppet, but you animated him. You gave him, and I think, did you give him the Harryhausen scratch every now and then, or did you ever do that with him?
Yeah, we all did. That was part of we were all Harryhausen fans. So I mostly animated Grumpy, and Sneaky Pete Kleina was the other animator of Grumpy, and Gene Warren Jr. did a little bit of Grumpy. And so we all, coordinate and, try to keep the same character in that puppet and the other puppets as well.
And again, as I was watching episode 1, as he was getting the stick out of his mouth, he did the little Harryhausen scratch up against him, and it's like I said, I never noticed it before, but as I was doing that deep dive, I noticed that, and it's like they did it.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through the typical day of animating and puppeteering the dinosaurs on the show? What were the main tools and the challenges and the tricks that made those creatures feel alive?
Well, the main we would walk, if you walk through it, we build the stop motion characters, and we make sure they're all properly have the proper tension on, because they have metal ball and socket joints. Make sure that all that's working properly. We put Mike Miner. Mike Miner is a fantastic artist. He pretty much designed and built all of the stop motion sets there at the studio. And so while the sets are being set up and the puppets are getting ready, we'd have the script, and we've got a pretty general idea of what the puppet. Oh, what the crazy thing about it though is that we do the stop motion. Typically what you do in a higher end, TV show or movie like this is, like say with Ray Harryhausen, if you have stop motion animation creatures with live action people, Ray Harryhausen would project up on a rear projection screen, frame by frame, the live action scene, and then you'd put the stop motion puppet in front of the screen, and you light it to match the background, the projected image, and then you animate frame by frame to the live action. That's the best way, and typically how stuff is normally done. But we didn't have a budget for that, so they came up with Compact Video came up with using this blue screen process. And so, but what we had to do is we did the animation first without no live action there, but we had a script saying that Will and Holly are going to be here in the frame, and we made little paper cutouts of like Will and Holly and Marshall and Chaka, whatever other characters might be in the scene, little paper cutouts at the correct size in relation to the dinosaurs. And we put them on the set, and we shoot a little burst of film for reference. And then take them out, and then we do the animation. We kind of know where if the live action characters were in the scene, we would know where the dinosaur should look and react to. But there actually was nobody there. And then when that animation is done, then it gets transferred to video, back to the Crofts, to their compact video system, that studio. And then Will and Holly, wherever the actors are, they have a blue screen stage set up at, Producers Service Studio in Hollywood, where they shot the live action. So those live actors get in front of a blue screen, and then they have a monitor there playing our dinosaur animation. But since they're using their blue screen process, they can matte our animated dinosaur in with their live actors on the blue screen set. So the live actors, they can look at a monitor and they can see that, hey, there's the dinosaur. He's right there, and they know where to look and how to react to him. And then they play back the animation, and the actors act to it in front of the blue screen, of course, and their blue screen in front of our miniature sets or wherever. So that's kind of how that whole interaction worked with our animation and the live actors in our miniature sets and marrying them together.
That's pretty amazing. I know, we've advanced to the green screen, but it's basically off the same premise on that, except they do it
Yes.
with the CG stuff. But, it's amazing how that base technology there is still up and kicking 50
Yeah.
years later. Editor's note. The interview between me and Harry went about 45 minutes. So what you're going to see is in this episode, we've got 15 minutes, and then up and coming episodes of the show, I'll put 15 more minutes in each one of the shows so we can get the full scope. But thanks, and back to the show.
Hey, are you all right? Now, why did you do that? You could have been killed.
Because if I didn't, he could have been eaten.
Touche. I don't know where Dad is, but if it was mine, he would have busted my ass for not staying in place.
Germs that way.
Say, if you're so concerned about germs, why are you offering him our canteen?
Because maybe he's thirsty.
Well, he doesn't even know what you're offering him. Here, come on, easy. All right, now look. Water, huh? Water.
Maybe also.
Sure.
There you go.
Again, I mentioned the vibe, but
Oh, okay. Here.
Holly and Will, definitely the best brother and sister vibes.
It's all right. Look. Drink. Okay. There you go. Hey, I don't know if it's broken or not. May only be a fracture.
Can you do anything?
I'd rather wait for Dad.
What do you
Smart
think he
move.
is?
Malpractice is a thing.
Demon, a monkey, or what? Hey!
Fair's fair. I bet he's just as curious as we are. Hey, I'll bet he's some kind of ape or something, only evolved like everything else in this world. Seems kind of smart, though. Will? Holly. Will? Holly.
Lira? Ari!
And again, speaking of
Chaka!
the Pakuni language,
Chaka!
which it's simple,
Chaka!
but this was the first show that did it.
Humans.
Human?
Uh-huh, yeah, human.
Humani. Paku. Pakuni.
Hey, now, you see, it's simple. He's not a caveman at all. He's a Paku. Whatever that is.
Ni. Pakuni. Get it right.
Grumpy's still in the meadow and he's still hungry. He's running down to some kind of a monkey, a mid-afternoon snack, I guess. Hello, who's this?
It's Grumpy Snap.
Not been introduced yet. He's already being racist.
He's a Paku. His
To the
leg
neighbor's
is
kid.
broken.
Hey, take it easy. Chaka, easy, friend.
Look, I'm not really a doctor, so,
And I
you'll
didn't
just
stand
have
on
to
a
trust
Holiday Inn
me.
Express, but I did stay in a cave, if that counts for anything.
Let's get him back to the cave where I can work on him, all right?
Yeah. Hey, look, Dad, wait, I think I better do it. I think he trusts me, okay?
All right.
Come on, Chaka. Easy. Friend. No, come on. No, I'll be easy. Come on. Friend, Chaka. Friend. Come on.
Friend.
Chaka. Easy.
I always loved that shot of High Bluff. No, of course it's a painting, a model, but still it's very cool. Perfect playground for the 70s, I'm here to tell you. You climb, you got the rope.
Hard, was it?
It's perfect.
How are we going to get him up to the cave?
Well, I thought we'd pull him up in the basket. Holly, you come on with me, and Will, listen, you wait here with our friend, okay?
Okay, Dad. Come on, Holly.
Personally, I don't see why you just carry him up there.
Come on. It's okay, okay?
Huh? Here comes nosy neighbors.
Okay, Dad, but,
All right.
but slow, okay?
Yep.
Hey, easy now.
There you go. And here's the Watcher in the Woods.
Oh, no, Grumpy, not now. Will, go back and get Chaka, quick.
Lauren, Dad, easy. Quick. Come on,
Again, the 5-year-old me was panicking at the time that one of us was going to get eaten. Thank goodness for oil-placed rocks. Hey. What's this taste like? Ooh.
Oh no.
Give me some more.
Hey, Dad,
Yeah,
we're all
I
right.
love the puppet.
Look out, Will.
This is awesome. I really like, looking at it now like this, but doing this channel, I'm just looking at it with a whole different eye of appreciation.
What now, Dad? Uh-oh.
I'm curious on what they use to make Grumpy's roars.
He never learns, does he?
Well, what do you expect? His brain's only the size of a walnut.
Let's get the fly swatter.
Famous words. Stay here, Grumpy. We got something for you.
Okay, Holly?
Gosh, that looks painful. That just really, really looks painful. The idea, though, of the fly swatter like that, and the Blizz's art, the little arms don't do anything at this point. But luckily, he just gets resourceful. Even though he's got his brain the size of a walnut, he knows how to use the local tree.
Dad.
Yeah, Will, are you all right?
Yeah, how about you?
Fine.
Hey, easy, now.
You can come
I
on
would
down,
still
Will.
just carry him up there, or hand him up there.
Oh, no, we can't.
We'll tie a loop in the end of our rope and throw it down to you.
Okay. Hey, it'll be just a minute. Come on, easy.
And I remember more furniture. Well,
Boil some water, Holly. This wound's gonna have.
I remember more furniture in here, but I guess since this is episode
Yeah,
1,
need your lighter.
they just haven't made it yet. Ooh. Look at this, Huh. Oh, look, fire, huh. Did you notice his reaction to the lighter?
Burn water?
The way you cook, you can.
Daddy!
That's enough now.
Okay. As a dad, that would get old.
Will.
Aw, Dad.
And the day after.
But again, the brother and the sister vibes.
Okay,
Okay, we got nighttime here. Notice it was nighttime that last
For a moment.
little cutscene.
Got to do this. It's okay. Thanks, Holly. Good. It's not too
Dr.
hot.
Bright Marshall finally sees the patient.
Clean this wound out.
A friend, Chuck, a friend. Foreign?
Okay, Will, will you help me here?
I think I can do it.
I appreciate
On top.
them basing,
I'll put
you
one
know,
underneath.
well, first aid back then.
Let's tie this.
But I could have swore you needed bigger sticks to fix somebody's broken leg.
It shouldn't hurt anymore. I had to set your leg so that it would heal clean.
And, we are in a
You
jungle.
were very lucky, Chuck.
You'd think there'd be some good
You only
pharmaceuticals here
had a
also.
slight fracture. Why am I talking to you, Chuck? You don't understand English.
But it's in the script.
He can learn.
And he does,
Tell me,
actually.
teacher.
No, Holly. People don't own other people.
Chucka will stay with us just as long as he wants to. Or until you can get up and walk out of here on your own.
And I'm glad to see Chaka as people.
All right, Chucka. You should be comfortable now.
Ota! Ota!
Chaka, that's not for a Paku to play with. Fire's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he likes it here?
No, I think he's still just
Of course
a
he
little
does.
afraid of us. You know, I'm sure that he misses his own people and would like to get back to them.
Yeah.
Come on, let's
Not
go to
really.
sleep.
He's safe
Good
here.
night, Dad.
Good night.
Good night, Howie.
Well,
Now that everybody's asleep, I'm going to eyeball that fire. Now that everybody's asleep, what can I get into?
Ota!
Got the lighter, but remember, only you can prevent forest fires. You know, that's splint. Pretty miraculous. You see how he's coming down? But between me and you, a prehistoric jungle in the middle of the night, I'd be noping the heck out of that one. Nope. And Rick Marshall saying, we're going after him. I want my damn lighter back. Sneak, sneak. I would love to have a room full of this kind of plants, to have my own jungle. Without the T-Rex, of course. And that could be a reason why Grumpy always grumpy. He sleeps standing up.
Hold it, little fella. Just hold it.
Why is he running from us?
Here's the reason.
Because you got his lighter.
He took
Give
my
me back my
lighter.
damn
He wanted
lighter.
to take fire to his people.
Hey, but Dad, they already
Don't
know
do that
it's
again.
fire.
But only with Flint. I'll bet he thinks this is great magic.
Come on, let's get going.
Huh? At least they're not throwing poop.
Are you both okay?
Yeah.
Now stay close to me. I think they think that we've captured Chucka, and they could be dangerous.
Well, they got the sticks there, pal.
Hey, so this is how you treat a friend?
Maybe he doesn't consider us friends, Will.
We gave you water. We saved you from Grumpy. We fixed your leg.
You guys want to calm down a little bit? Ooh. Huh? Okay. Notice it was dark. It's sunlight again. Day's up. You know, this is the time frame that Michael Bay does. If you ever pay attention to Michael Bay movies, he does the same thing with the sun. One scene to be dark, next scene to be daylight. And I guess they didn't pay much attention to. Oh, he noped out of that one. Nope, nope, nope. I'll pass on that. Thank you very much.
Well, I'll be darned. He can learn things.
Hey,
did
think we
learn.
could maybe teach him to sit up and beg?
I'd be happy if he just played dead. For real.
Yeah.
In
You
the
know,
first
it's funny how
episode,
things
Grumpy
work.
learned something.
I mean, we saved Chucka from Grumpy, and Grumpy saved us from Chucka.
We just wanted your lighter.
I know, but we need it too.
I'm disappointed. I thought Choco was our friend.
Well, it would have been
No,
nice,
he's just a
but
user.
It takes a lot of trust to make a friend, Holly.
He wanted to use that
Maybe
lighter.
next time.
And now they're waking up. Remember, it was day. Notice they're all really asleep. No, I'm sorry. You wake me up like that,
At the front of the cave.
all excited,
Wow, look at this.
just because you got
Just like breakfast and
Uber Eats dropping off some food.
From?
I would be upset.
footprints. I think Chuck appeared
Thanks for the
because of
adrenaline rush, son.
You know, I guess he wants to be friends with us after all.
You mean we'll get to see him again?
You know something? I wouldn't be surprised.
That was the fruit special at Aldi.
When will we get a chance?
Look at the size of it.
Maybe Grumpy dropped it off.
Dad, what's this?
Looks like a gnome.
Just take it and eat it.
I know.
Come on, eat. I'm hungry.
I love these things. Oh.
Shock said, yes, this will teach you. Knock you all out and I'll get my fire.
Mm.
Can you imagine bobbing for these on Halloween, Dad?
But yet Grumpy's still alive and he's still sniffing. So the tense of the story is still there as we go to credits. Pay attention to the credits. I always love to pay attention to the credits. And that puts an end for episode 1, season 1, Chalka. I want to thank Harry Walton for the interview. I appreciate your time you gave me. I consider myself lucky that you was able to take the time, let me do the interview, and I thank you very much. I look forward to when we get to season 3 to go on another interview with you at that time. Anybody who's familiar with the show knows there's a lot of changes between the end of season 2 and season 3. I think that would be a great time to have you back to ask you some questions about what happened and pretty much what you did on season 3, because kind of whole different animals that you did. But that also brings to subject what I want you guys to know that I want to do. I'm going to have 2 kinds of shows. I'm going to have the quick shots. And what quick shots are, they're going to be shows in which they may have 1 season, they may have 3 seasons. But I'm going to choose to do 1 show to kind of cover that. Perfect example, during the intro of Land of the Lost, I mentioned Far Out Space Nuts. Doing the research for this show, I watched an episode and I just really remembered, and I said, you know what? That's what I want to do a quick shot on. So I think between this episode and the next one that I do on Land of the Lost, I'm going to do a quick shot of Far Out Space Nuts. May happen, may not, maybe another show. Not sure. I do not have a full record on that, but we'll see. But we've got the quick shots like there. And I also want to do what's called the deep dives. That's what we got going on with Land of the Lost. I'll go through the entire show, season 1, season 2, season 3, and we'll do like this with every other episode. We'll get information from it, and I would love to get interviews. If you know any shows that from this time frame, from 1966 to 1987, put in the comments, whether it's a quick shot or consider a deep dive, and I'll definitely do it. That's what the comments are for, as well as questions when I do the interviews. Put the questions there. I will be glad to bring those questions forward to ask the person I'm interviewing to represent you guys. But welcome to Bizlok's Retro Hour. I'm glad you came back. If you would do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to us. If you notice, I'm very small creator. I'm a new creator. I'm new in the camera. I'm new in doing all this. Hopefully, we can find the algorithm for YouTube and we can do some growing. But we'll just have to wait and see on that. But thank you for your time. We will see you the next episode. But between here and between there, just be good to one another. Remember where you came from, remember the past, and appreciate the stuff. And we'll see you next time. You guys have a good one and take care. Later.